high of the feeling of getting my first sale, I worked day and night preparing my next creative testing campaign, unknowing of the massive obstacle that stood before us, Chinese New Year. So you said we won't be able to ship orders for how long?
We're not going to be able to fulfill orders from the 3rd to the 25th of February.
Don't make the same mistake as me. Prepare for Chinese New Year 2025. Because I did see people talking about it on Twitter, but I was like, oh, that won't affect me. But damn, being an entrepreneur is just all about failing as fast as possible in as short of a time period, so that you learn those mistakes quickly, right? February 25th to design a new store, so that's 22 days. I hope that this store is able to make me rich, because I'm coming for the crown, bro. So right now we actually just shut down our store, which actually got us our first dropshipping sale. I know the first product I find really ain't likely to be a winning product, but actually all it is just trial and error and acting based off the data you receive. So with this store, maybe I'll finally be able to get that 10k a month I've been dreaming of. The trifecta, we are here grinding, bro. Really all chasing our dreams. So we got my boy here recording his first ever video.
Crazy source, come check it out. Exactly, because you know we got the truth.
Mr. Nate working on a video. I really recorded this at 2 a.m. as you guys can see. Same outfit, bro. Always grinding, never sleeping. Marketing is by far the most important part of doing dropshipping, regardless of whether you're doing organic or paid ads. Because if you don't know how to market, then that means you don't know how to sell your products. And people are never going to want to buy your product. Sure, they might see it. Obviously, if your ads do not engage enough, do not hit enough pain points, do not tell the customer what the benefits are of buying it, do not tell the customer whether it solves a problem. All these different elements to making a winning ad. But now I have 3 weeks to perfect. As I learn, I share. I know that YouTube will just film everything as I level up. If I get some sauce, I'm gonna share it with you guys too, bro, because I wanna see everybody eat. It's important to look at the positive side of things, because I could cry about, oh, no drop shipping money for 3 weeks, but nah, that's 3 weeks to improve, 3 weeks to learn. And I did exactly that. I spent day and night doing product research, making new ads, and creating a website for my next Shopify dropshipping store. The product this time around, a portable dog poop scooper that dispenses biodegradable waste bags. And we called it the Scoop Smart. Now, if you watched the video where I showed you guys how to do winning product research, you remember that I chose the pet niche as my selected niche for that video. Well, I decided to stick with the pet niche, and sooner or later my business partner and I had compiled a list of 10 potential winning products, which were most likely to do well. Now, from this list, we selected 3. 1, a hands-free leash. 2nd, a harness which connects to the leash and the dog. And 3rd, the Scoop Smart. Now, the original plan was to create a bundle where the ideal customer would come and buy all 3 of those products. We decided on the Scoop Smart as the first product we would test from that bundle. And the plan was that once we're already getting consistent sales, we'll introduce our new product and get sales for them by sending out emails to retarget customers that had already purchased from our store. Going into this store, we knew that we needed to create better ads. Because after all, even though we had gotten 1 sale, it's still only 1 sale, and that is not profitable. Being that we had spent over $100 on our other campaign, 1 sale wasn't cutting it. So we decided on making a new style of ads following a framework by a guy called RiskQ on Twitter. And the framework is as follows. You start off with the hook, and then you introduce the problem, and you twist the knife. Now, by twist the knife, I mean you want to really make them feel it. Like, for example, let's say the problem was that throwing away plastic bags is harming the fish in the ocean. So you introduce the product as, you know, throwing away plastic bags is harming the fish in the ocean. And to twist the knife, you say, it's like stabbing the mother nature with a plastic knife.
Tossing doggy doo in plastic bags is a total eco-bummer, contributing to landfills and spreading sneaky microplastics. It's like stabbing the Mother Earth with a plastic knife, leaving a trail of pollution in its wake.
See? After you twist the knife, you go into the product intro, and then the benefit of the product, and then you give a bad alternative. So, for example, this is a bad alternative we used in our ads.
I tried covering my hand with a bag, but the warm, soggy feeling of dog poop was a major turnoff.
And then you give the result of using the problem, you know, the transformation, the end goal. And finally, your call to action. And our call to action for this website was free shipping plus 165 free biodegradable bags. Now, I know it sounds crazy. We have good ads and we have a good offer. And the product it solved a problem, which is really all that mattered. So the only thing next was to start raking in these sales. We follow AC Hampton's creative testing campaign structure, which is to make 5 ad sets with a different ad in each and run each ad set at $20 a day. Now, due to budget limitations, we're only able to run them at $10 a day. And now once each ad set spends between $8 and $12, you want to reevaluate the ads, look over the data, and this is when we decide which ads we're gonna keep on and which ads we're gonna kill. And now the criteria is if the ad has no ad to cuts, you kill it, regardless. And after that, you need to have a CPC of less than $1, a cost per link click of less than $1, a click-through rate of 2.5% or higher, and a CPM of between $12 and $16. And now once we're sure our ads were ready, the date soon arrived and we launched our ads on March the 22nd. Been waiting for almost 2 weeks just to get the budget for running ads, and it is currently 6:50 a.m. and our goal is to launch the ads by midnight US time, which is going to be 8 a.m. for me, so I have an hour 10 minutes. We're selling this product for $50 and it costs about $12 to source the product, which means we're running it at $37 profit before ads, which is a 76% profit margin, which I think is very good. Kind of worried our ads might be expensive knowing how Facebook ads are, but I guess we'll never know, because the last time I ran ads was on my birthday, January 11th. Since then, it's just life's been so boring and slowed down, so I'm excited to get back to business. So my goal for today is to know my ROAS, which means to get a purchase or 2 or 3 or 4. So over the next 1 hour, I'm going to be going over my site, making sure everything works. I don't want to fail because of another stupid mistake, because if you don't know, my last store, the Valentine store, I would have gotten way more sales, but the problem is we didn't have a logo at checkout. Bruh. Finally, 8. So let's turn those ads on. Alright, man. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ads are officially live. Now I was gassed. These are our best ads ever, and we were super confident in both our ads, our offer, and our website. Now one big mistake I see a lot of e-com bros making is day trading with their ads, because a lot of the time people just keep checking their ads every 5 minutes and changing little things, but that's not actually what you want to do. You want to let them spend the whole budget. So right now I have 2 videos ready for my other channel, which I've been doing since I was 11, so I'm gonna focus on that. So once I turned the ads on, I simply just chilled back and waited to hear the Shopify notifications. And so I waited and waited and waited. 12 hours since we turned the ads on, and the ads were only on for only 4 hours because I made a mistake. I made the budgets $20 a day for my ad sets instead of $10 a day. So we overspent for the day, but fortunately we managed to get another $100 to run ads. So I just turned the ads back on. So these 2 ads did meet our metrics, but I'm just going to show you again. So as you can see, CPC over here is less than $1, which is ideally what we want. CTR over 2.5%, we blew through that. CPMs are just under 16, but it does say $16, so I'm going to keep these ads on as they're not yet too expensive for us. And cost per link click of under $1 as we wanted. This ad set B, it's just not looking like it's gonna pan out well, but I'm gonna let that one fully spend. We must stick to our rules. I'm going to let them run for about 6 more hours and we'll check in again. Alright y'all, it's the second day, and the plan for this day is to spend $50 on ad spend. This time I'm planning not to mess the budgets up. So I have this $100 bill right here, and I'm gonna go deposit this in about 1.5 hours because that's when the bank opens, and then we can finally run these ads again. Yesterday's results were not too good. All of our budget in like 4 hours just because we messed up the budgets for the ad set. Very annoying, and we didn't even get a single ad to cut. At the end of the day, they only ran for 4 hours, and that's not long enough to test, because on average you should test for 2 days before you even make a decision. 2 days and around $100 to $150 in ad spend for creative testing. Hopefully we get at least 2 sales since our product is $50. It ain't looking good right now, but this is our best bet. We spent so long working on this store and building it for weeks, waiting for budgets. finding something new to improve every day. And I mean, if it doesn't work, okay, I guess we'll learn from our mistakes, but I really do want it to work, so all we can do is wait. About like 23 hours since we turned on the ads, and so far they've spent about, how much? 50 in the past 24 hours, and unfortunately we only got one ad to cut, and this has never happened before. In total we've actually spent 90 because of when we ran the ads on Friday, and we've only gotten one ad to cut. And I mean, usually by now I would have gotten like 30 on our other stores, so obviously it's a big surprise to us.
You guys have heard from Nate that our campaigns are not going exactly as we had anticipated, because really by now we usually would have, as he said, 30 add to cut.
So our friend who did over $100,000 dropshipping, I asked him what the issue was, because our ads were getting a good amount of link clicks. The results were consistent with our former campaigns, but the problem was the add to carts, which means that people are not engaging with the site. So the problem was obviously the site. Remember guys, I said when you fail, you must analyze why you failed and act on it so that you don't make that mistake again. So I asked my friend and he said that our site is good. He has no idea why we're not getting any conversions, but he just told us to leave the ads on and it's only a matter of time. And no, being that he's done over $100,000, a guy literally bought a Mercedes from it. I can't argue with the man, so we're listening to him. Better for us to get out of the house a little bit. I was always looking at the ad manager, so I'm currently at church. Church is out there. I just came out here to record. And yeah, we're finna go back and pray for our ads, man. All our past campaigns were actually optimized for add to cart, and we realized that we should have been putting them for purchases. This time we put them for purchases, but we literally only got one add to cart. So I don't know if it's a problem with the optimization, because we did use a new pixel and everything. I don't get it, but I just hope that when I get back home I see a sale on that dashboard, oh bro.
So if there are any experienced dropshippers out there who have any experience with what we're going through right now, feel free to reach down in the comments and tell us exactly what we're doing wrong.
Taking L's, L stands for lesson, bro. Never look at failure as a bad thing, bro. Always use it as an opportunity to improve, because look, as a baby, how many times did you fall down on your face before you learned how to walk? When you're learning a bike, how many times did you mess up before you actually learned how to ride it? I took 2 years to learn how to ride a bike. And the same goes for starting a business. Don't expect it to work first try. You have to fail to understand how to do it well. Failure teaches you how you shouldn't do it. So if you ever fail, look at it as a learning opportunity, because that's all it is. The master has failed more than the student has tried.
Common misconception a lot of people have is that when you fail, it's a bad thing. To me, failure is just that you didn't have access to enough information, right? Focus on accumulating more information the next time than you did previously, right? You can never level up unless you keep leveling up your information, right? So don't stay stagnant. Always be in that beginner mindset of learning and learning and learning.
It's Monday and the ads for Stride Pals are officially off. It is now final. That store is dead. Product failed. That's simple. Our final ad spend was $101, although I wouldn't really say that the product failed, because we got the same amount of link clicks as our other campaigns when I'd actually also reached the $100 mark. We got a total of maybe 120 link clicks. So obviously the issue here was not with our ads and actually with our website, because Cedric and I had recently gone through a course by a guy called RizQ on Twitter. So we were worried that the problem was our new style of making ads, when actually the problem was the website, as we only got one add to cart and then we got the normal amount of link clicks. Now we're going to focus on investigating what happened on our website, what exactly went wrong. Although my friend who also does e-com and has done a bit bigger numbers than me told me that there's nothing wrong with the site actually, so maybe the issue is just the product and maybe the problem it solved was not major enough. But regardless, we're launching a new store next week and we're actually gonna get money through selling. I know, crazy. We're aiming to get around $600 and we're gonna use 10% of that, $60, to get a course by to guide us through dropshipping. We have a few products in mind, so we'll validate them with the team. And yeah, I'm just really looking excited to getting to be a part of that community. But that's later. Now, let's focus on why we failed and learn how to make it not happen again. As I went over our website over the following days, I looked for every single mistake that could have contributed to our website's abysmal performance. After consulting multiple people on Twitter and only reaching dead ends, I finally figured out what stopped me from seeing success. March the 28th, 3:19 p.m. and I've finally figured out what went wrong with Stride Pals. So if I come through here to my website, this is what it looks like. Value proposition in the announcement bar. our mission, you have the products here, testimonials and FAQs, and then go to the product page where we get into the real nitty gritty. Now here's my product page, and if you know the slightest thing about conversion rate optimization, you already know that this is a good website. You can see I have my value proposition in the announcement bar. My product images are all high quality and branded. I have the reviews indicated and my unique value propositions and the price all above the fold. And here are my bundles. Here are my tabs. One which has the how it works. And here's the additional offer, which you don't really need to click it, because basically how this works is if you have one of these in your cart, wow, it's not even supposed to be bringing the bundle. You find new mistakes every day. Instead of this bundle, it was supposed to bring the 165 free bags and say something along the lines of, don't forget your free bags, because at the end of the day, they are free. It's just a value proposition to give the customer more reasons to buy my product. You just have, what the product does, more information basically, and reviews, FAQ, and that's really it. But multiple people have told me that the website is good and really nothing wrong with it. So obviously the problem is the product, and it's starting to make sense, because when I did choose this product, I only validated it on a few platforms, all except the platform I'm actually selling the product to, which is Facebook. I did my research and validation on TikTok to see whether my product was getting active comments, which it was. Then I went to Reddit to see if this is a problem that is generally had by many people, because there's a ready market for my product, because there's people that have a problem that my product very clearly solves. And the third place I looked was in the AliExpress reviews to see if this product is still in demand, by looking at the dates of the recent reviews and reading the reviews to see whether my product efficiently solved the problem. Now that's cool and all, but I didn't check Facebook, and Facebook is literally where I'm selling the product. And at the end of the day, there's some products that do well on Facebook and don't do well on TikTok, and some that do well on TikTok and don't do well on Facebook. So maybe this is just one of those products. Now that I understand why I failed, it's time to hop into the next store. And so that's the story as it is. Please drop a sub if you're interested in continuing my e-commerce journey, because it's really only up from here. One thing about me, and I said this in my first video ever, I never give up, ever. I've been doing YouTube since I was 11 years old. Hell, even right now as we speak, that channel is not doing well. But you think I'm gonna give up? Hell no. So why would I give up dropshipping? And I know that it's a vehicle that's going to take me to where I want to be. You know what, that's enough chit chat. Let me just end this video and go straight back to product research. Peace.
Only thing that can keep a black man entertained.
For real,
Chicken, for real.
Yes, sir. You'll see the chicken. Bro, stop fighting over chicken, bro. There's enough for everyone. That's what I ordered.
That can keep a black man entertained is that fried chicken for real, bro. And KFC is exactly where it's at.
Bro, what kind of?
That's an art,
We got a crusher, strawberry crusher, my first time having it. Let's see if it's better than mango, and yeah. Gonna reload up on the munchies and get back to working.